Hi, this is Olajide from CTF Security and welcome to another video tutorial on Tryhackme. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Spring4Shell with the CVE 2022-22965, which says interactive lab for exploiting Spring4Shell. What we're going to be looking at today is the practical exploitation of the Spring4Shell vulnerability. And if we dive straight to the task tree right here, we have downloading the exploit. But before we do that, we have to ensure our machine is up and running. So I'll just go to the task 1. So I can click here. We have our machine up and running. If yours is not up and running, make sure you click on the green button right here. So I'm just going to move to the task tree directly, and let's see what we have. So we have an IP address for this machine. So the first thing I want to do is to grab my IP address and put it right on my URL to see the interface of this machine. Okay, that's coming up. So we'll just give this some time to load up, and we'll continue. Okay, so let's see how the source code of this interface looks like. So I'm just going to right click on that, and we'll click on the view page source. And as you can see from this page source, we do not have a lot of interesting stuff here. This is just purely HTML code for this particular website. So what we're going to do next is to go back to the Tryhackme room here. So the first thing here says on the port 8080 of this target machine, which is the http / the 10.10.153.88.80, which is our IP address for this machine. You can see it right here, and /exploit.zip. So this is our file that we're going to download. So I'm just going to highlight this, copy, and make sure I load this from another tab. So that should load up another file. So we have an option to download this exploit.zip. So but I'm not going to download this exploit.zip because I've already downloaded this. So if this is the time you're trying it, you make sure you download this exploit.zip file. So I'm just going to head to my directory where I downloaded the exploit.zip. So I'm just going to cd into downloads, ls, then can ls, then grep. So this is the file. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this file to another directory. So let's say we move exploit.zip to home/the user. So if we cd backward and ls, now we have our exploit.zip. So what I'm going to do is make a new directory called Spring4Shell. And okay, it already exists. Okay, let's see that. ls spring, do we have Spring4Shell? I don't think that exists. Okay, I can just call it folder, or let's make the directory, let's call it Spring4. Okay, so let's move our file, which is the exploit.zip, to this new directory called home/ctfsec/ the directory name, which is Spring4. So if we cd into Spring4, so we have our file. So what we need to do now is to unzip this file. So we can just use the unzip exploit.zip, and we have a password for the file. So I'll just head back here. The password is Tryhackme123. So I'll just grab this and head back to my terminal and just fixing this password. So we have our file right here. So what we're going to do is ls to see the content of the file. So we have another file called exploit.py. So I can view this with a mousepad or any text editor file, exploit.py. So this is content of our Spring4Shell exploit code, and you can see this is a Python script that uses some library such as the request library, the argument parser, which is used to create the help page for the script. We have the URL lib, and we have the function definition called the exploit, and we have header set, we have the data also being set, and we have the try and except being used in this code. So this is the code we are going to be using. So since we have this code, I'm just going to check the privilege I have for this file. So we have this file to be executable by the owner, by the group, and by any other user. So I can run this directly against the Spring4Shell machine. So but before I do that, let's see the requirement for this script to run. So I'll just say Python, because it's a Python file, exploit.py. So I'm just going to use the help page. Let's see if that works. So we need to supply a target URL for this exploit to work. So we'll just go head back here and grab our URL. So I'm just going to grab that and fix it here. So I'll run the code one more time, Python 3 exploit.py. Then I'll fix in the URL and we'll wait for that to run. Okay, I think we have a situation right here. ATP connection to this port 80 max retry exceeded with URL caused by this. So maybe I should just grab another one. Okay, so let's try to get another new copy of this file. So I can simply download that copy from here, and can save the file right here. So we can go to download page or open the containing folder, whichever one you prefer. So this is the file. So I'm just going to grab this file, copy this file right here, and add to the ctfsec, and on the Spring4, I'll just delete these two files and make sure I replace it here. Then I can now unzip exploit.zip and get the password from here, copy that password and fix it right here. So we can now run the Python exploits against this IP address. Okay, good. So we have our shell. We have our shell on the http / our IP address / Tomcat. So this one is just a command to test if we have a web shell on this machine. So I'm just going to copy this. So we copy this selection and move to a new tab, and let's execute that to see what we have. Okay, just include the http Okay, so we can see that we are running as root on this machine. So I can change this to see what directory we have. We are on the root directory also, as you can see it. So I can also ls on this page to see the list of directories we have, and you can see we have the regular Linux directory on this machine here. So next, what we're going to be doing is head back and on the machine. So we've done all this. It says follow this step and exploit the Spring4Shell and obtain a web shell, which we have done already. So the next one says bonus question, which is optional. Use your web shell to obtain a reverse or bind shell on the target machine. So in order to do this, what we're going to be doing is to upload a bash file in order to gain back a reverse shell. So I'll just head to my Linux terminal and let's head to the CD Spring 4 and let's create a file. So let's call it mousepad rev shell.sh. Let's create a shell script. So the first thing from the shell script is let's create a shebang and bin bash, and we're going to paste in a bash reverse shell inside this script. So I'll just go to a website called the Pentest Monkey, where you can get different reverse shell cheat sheets. So I'm going to drop this link on the description box below, so feel free to check it out. So I'll just grab this bash reverse shell, so paste it right here and replace this with my own personal IP address. So we need to verify our IP address. So let's do that. So I can clear this and IPA, and we have our IP address, which is the 2.0 IP address. So I'll just grab that and head back to our script. So we are replacing this, just paste it, and so we can decide on any port we want to use. In this case I'm using 444, and I'll just save this file. So I can exit, reload and exit. So if I ls else to check the permission of this file, as you can see, this file is only readable and writable by the owner. So I want to make this file executable, so I can use the sudo change mode plus executable, then the name of the file, which is rev shell.sh. So supply the password, and if I ls one more time, we have our file now executable by both the owner of the file, the group, and other user. So now we want to see how we can move this file into the target machine, because we need to create a listener on our attacker machine and see if we can connect back to the remote machine from the attacker machine. But in order to do this, we need to move this shell script we just created to the attacker machine. And in order to do this, we're going to use the Python HTTP server to serve this file. So I'm just going to open Python 3, and let's use the module http.server, and let's serve it with port 80. And so we are serving on port 80 right now. So what I need to do now is to call into the target machine to see if we can download this file into the remote machine. So before I do that, sorry about that, I'll just launch my Bob suit to make everything easier. So because we're going to be doing some URL encoding stuff, so Bob suit will actually make things a lot more easier for us. And mind you, I have Foxy proxy installed so that I can be able to switch between the proxy for the Bob suit and the regular browser proxy. So we'll just wait for Bob suit to come up. So I'm just going to close the updates. Next, start Bob. Okay, good. So we have our Bob suit ready. So what I want to do is head back to this point here and make sure my Foxy proxy is turned to the Bob suit. And so let's just send a new request to the Bob suit. So we have our request right here on the proxy section of the Bob suit. So let's replace this request with something else. In this case, I'm going to be using the call command. So let's see if we can call into our IP address, which is the attacker IP address 10.4.45.253. And what next? We can call into this and get the file. Let's get the file revshell.sh, and let's give it a name. Let's call it revshell.sh, and you can just highlight all this. So right click on this and make sure we convert it to URL encode all character. So this has been converted, so I'll just forward this request. Okay, so the request has been forwarded. Okay, let's see if it's located here. Let's just forward this. Do we have a file called? Okay, we have it right here. Good. So there's no need of putting this file into the dev/shell memory, because we have write permission to this particular directory we have, which is the root directory. So from here we can call this file in order to execute it. So I'm just going to add again, forward another request to the Bob suit, and let's see if we can edit this. So we're going to use the bash to execute the revshell.sh. Okay, I think that is all. And I'm just going to highlight this. And but before I do that, before I send that request, let's create a listener. So I'm just going to clear this and create a listener on netcat LVP on port 444, and we have a listener. So let's see if we can call into that from our Bob suit. So I'm just going to highlight this, right click, convert it up to URL encode all character, and I'm going to forward this request. So let's see from our terminal if we have a reverse shell. Good. So we have a reverse shell, I suppose. So once I say ls, I think we have a little bit, we have some issues right here. I'm just going to do that one more time. So let's just run that one more time, and let's just call it bash. So let's replace and bash revshell.sh. So I'm just going to highlight this one more time and convert it to URL encode all character, and make sure we have, so just exit this, clear, and open the connection one more time. So just forward this and see what we have. Okay, good. So we have a root shell, so I can ls. So we have the list of all the same directory we are having from the web shell. If you come back to the terminal right here, you can see the reverse shell we just uploaded. So we've succeeded in converting this web shell to a full-blown reverse shell. So the next task, from here we can head to the next task, which says what is the flag in the root/flag.txt. So we can see the root. So we can ls what is inside the root, and we can cat flag.txt. So we have our flag right here. You just copy this and paste it right here, and we have our conclusion on how we can mitigate against this Spring4Shell. Okay guys, that will be all in this video. Make sure you like, subscribe and share. See you in the next video.